All right. What's going on, everyone? We are live. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name is Adum, and happy Friday. It is just about the weekend, but before we get to the weekend, of course, we got to do some more work. We got to build a company. In fact, what we're doing here is we're building a company that we are hoping is going to grow to make us $1 million in revenue every single year. We're not hoping. We know what's going to happen. We're just going to keep plugging away. We're going to keep working. We're going to learn some things, do things right, trial and error, learn, win, fail, all that kind of stuff until we figure out how the hell to do this. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And today I figure we'll do we'll do something a little bit different that we haven't done too much of here, is to go back into a little bit of our design chops and start working on seeing if we can come up with a concept for a logo that we would like. Yes, we could outsource this, which we might end up doing, but I figured why not just spend a day to see if we can draw something that we like and that we can just kind of use for the first little bit of Piixel. Is it the most important thing to do? No, but it'll be fun. I think sometimes it's important to work on things that you like to do, or just to have a little bit of fun before we get into like next week is going to be just build. We're going to be doing lots and lots of building. So before we get into that, I figured it'd be a good thing, because it's Friday. We do this every Friday. I guess it's maybe going to be kind of a little bit of a tradition, I guess, is I need to go here. We need to go into our goals and just kind of update our goals to kind of see where we are and see how things are going in our business. Before we get to that, I guess, before we get to the thing of before that we're going to get to, let's have a look at, where are we? Okay, yeah. Jeez, I thought for a second that I wasn't live. We're looking at the ads. So the ads have cut down significantly since we put the max at 50 cents, which is really, really good. Our optimization is pretty low, but I think that's okay as long as it's still running. We're still getting clicks. And so far we have 7 people who have signed up for our newsletter. I should probably close that so I don't accidentally flash anybody's email address. We have 7 people that have signed up that expressed interest into joining. Where do I put it here? I think it's pixel.ca/Webflow, that have expressed interest and want to be notified when, Piixel Pieces is ready or what have you, right? So that is really cool. Super pumped about that. And next week, we're probably going to work on drafting an initial email, which is going to lay out kind of what it is that we want to do and bring it back to the audience and have them give feedback on what it is that we think that we're going to be building, and give them the chance to say like, hey, well, I'm actually looking for X, Y, and Z. And then we can make sure that we're going to be building something that people are actually going to want, as opposed to just thinking that we're going to build something that people are going to want. So that's what we're going to do next week, which is really, really cool. So we got 7 emails from that. So we've cranked down our ad spend because we don't want to spend too much money on this. So hopefully we can get maybe, again, 12 to 2 dozen people before we reach, maybe a couple $100 we'll spend on that. And that, and I think that'll be good. And that'll be a really good initial first offerings for our, what is like our MVP and kind of getting feedback, right? So yeah. Hey, how you doing, PMP? You're new here. Well, welcome very much to the stream. Thank you for joining. And of course, my comment display is not showing up. So the question is, what kind of business concept? So we have kind of 2 things. So we have Piixel right here, which you can't even see, of course. So we have Piixel, which is a web design and development company. So I have clients that I manage and build Webflow websites for them. But the thing that we're building right now is called, if I can just bring it up here, it's called Piixel Pieces. And what we're doing is we're building a Webflow template and component library, which people will be able to, purchase and then have access to templates and components for them to build Webflow websites. So that's the business that we're building. I guess it's kind of 2 in 1, but we have the Piixel, which is our web design development company, which we have a few clients, which helps pay for me to be able to focus on building templates and components, because it's just a business of one right now, which is just me. So hopefully we're going to grow, but we'll We'll see. And yeah, so that's where we are. So let's take a quick look at our company goals here. Again, because it's Friday, we like to do this on Fridays. So we have our company goals for the end of the year here. Monetize our YouTube channel, which is this channel right here. So one thing that we can do is we can let's go into our YouTube studio. I guess we can see it here. So we are at 195 subscribers, which is totally awesome. Thank you so much to everyone that's has subscribed. It's kind of surreal, which is really, really cool. So let's update this status here. So last week we were at 186. So we gained 9 subscribers since last week, which is pretty cool. So we are at 195. So we'll save that. And next we need to look at watch hours. So last week we had 285 watch hours. And this week we have 335. So we've gained, is that 50 watch hours? That's really cool. So 335. So our target is 330, or target is 4,000. Okay, cool. So question here, damn it, my stupid comments are not showing up. Do you have any advice for CLG students to get internship? What does CLG stand for? I don't know what that means, to be honest. College. So advice for that. So are you looking for a paid internship or unpaid internship? I would advise that you probably would never want to get an unpaid internship because it's almost like slave labor, basically. And those companies generally like to exploit their workers. But yeah, paid internships for sure. There's a few ways to go about things. The one thing that I've always done and how I approach people back when I was younger and trying to find work is I wouldn't just cold call people to just say, hey, I'm available. I would try to reach out to people and provide them some amount of value. So the idea is to think about what you can do and what you can bring to somebody that can help them. So if you think about the mindset of somebody who is running a business or who is in HR or whatever, they're so busy and they always have so many resumes and applications come onto their desk. If you can figure out a way to get into their eyeballs and say, you know, I have to take a look at this person because they are just so good that I can't help but not hire them. So if you can figure out a way to do that, I think that's a really good way of going about it, because again, there's so many emails and resumes that just kind of go into people's inbox and they just kind of go out. So, for example, you know, if there's somebody that's, you know, a company that you want to work for and you see something on a YouTube channel where they're trying to do a specific thing or whatever, if you just hit them up and say, hey, listen, I noticed that you're trying to, you know, figure out how to build a specific part of your website. If you just give them a little bit of taste, says, here, you know what, I've spent, you know, half an hour or whatever, or you don't even have to tell them how much time you spent, but I've built this thing that I think that you could use, and then you give it to them. So it's like, hey, you know, give it a try. Maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't. And then just let me know what you think about it or whatever. You know, happy to help if you need any further help with that. So if you can give them that value, then they'll be like, oh, thank you so much. And people always want to reciprocate. So if you do something nice for somebody, they're going to want to do something nice for you. So those are the angles that I would try to look at and to look for. Yeah, that's kind of the best advice that I can give. It's not the easiest thing, but I think it's better than trying to send out a whole bunch of resumes and just trying to, you know, get lucky. Another thing that I would say too is utilize LinkedIn as well. And if you can hit up people on LinkedIn and you could be really honest with them about what you're trying and what you're looking for and seeing if you can connect with them on a personal level. So I'll give you an example. I would reach out to some people on, when I was looking for work, I was looking for work at pretty big companies like Stripe, Google, like just big companies. And I would reach out to individuals that I knew were responsible for hiring and I would talk to them on a personal level, say, hey, I really like what you're doing and what you've done. I think that's really fascinating. I'm pretty much interested in this, and I would love to know what I could do to get to that level. Do you have any tips or anything that you can do to help me out? So if you reach out to individual people like that, again, on a personal level, right? Not on the, hey, I just need work, because everyone needs work, right? So I would try that. And you'll probably get somewhere with that, especially on the LinkedIn on the personal level. Like pretty much I get over like an 80% response rate when you really reach out to someone personally. BNP, so the target customers are developers. Yes, so I'm looking at people, and really I'm focusing right now on people that have clients and that, yes, they are building websites for other people, whether they're developers or designers or kind of anything in between, kind of like me, which I'm a designer and developer, kind of two in one. So those types of people are the ones that I'm focusing on initially. So my advice, be the person you hire if you are the employer. Each earn connections while in college. Yeah, connections and building relationships with people, that's so huge. So that's really good advice. Because at the end of the day, business is all about connections and who you know. And of course, doing good work, but who you know is super, super important. All right, cool. All right. Let's get going. Sorry, my comment display is not working. I don't know what's happening here. Every once in a while, I think if I fire off the live stream before I open up this Twidget application, that it doesn't work. Very strange. Unless, is it? No, it's still not showing up. I gotta figure out. I gotta build my own app for this. Yeah, annoying. Okay, so recurring revenue. So that's still the same. We're still at 2,500 we're still at 350 in recurring revenue through Stripe. So we haven't made any progress on that. And received 2,500 in revenue. So I just invoiced for $8,500. So it hasn't hit the bank yet. So until it hits the bank, we won't update our revenue, because don't count your chickens before they hatch or something like that. So that's what we'll do there. So once it hits the bank, we'll put that in and reach 1,000 newsletter subscribers. And we still only have 2 subscribers on our newsletter. So we're still looking to build that. So yeah, that's where we are with that. And is there anything else we need to go over with this? Yeah. So next week, we're definitely going to work on actually building our components, which is going to be a whole lot of fun, and finalizing the plan for reaching out to the people that are subscribed on our newsletter, which is totally awesome. But so right now, what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to go and I got to fix this camera. We're going to start doing some illustrations and doing some designs. And I need to get a good pencil here for this. I don't know if anybody else has taken any of my stuff. My kids get in here sometimes. They do their own art. We can go with this one. I think, is this? So it looks like my YouTube thing is a little bit frozen here, but are you guys seeing this overhead camera? I hope you are. This pencil is a little bit too small. Shit, I can't find. I might want to try that. That pencil might be okay. Okay. Yeah, my YouTube thing is hanging, so I can't see what's going on live. I'm just going to check here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's not what I want. Why does this thing always have to freeze? Wait, where am I? I should see me right here. Okay, cool. Okay, that's a little trippy. Okay. So it is showing up. My whole thing is just frozen. Okay, we'll have to deal with that. I think let's can I zoom in on this a little bit? Okay, hopefully that looks good. All right. So what do we have? We have Piixel Pieces. So that's the name of the company, right? And what are the concepts? So we want to think about, building. There's just pieces like bricks. Then we also want to think about speed. So there's a couple things, and of course there's all the think of actual pixels, right, where things are just like pixelated. So what can we do here? There could be things to do with the X. Like if we did something fancy with the X somehow in the pixel pieces. Or I'm also thinking maybe just having a nice script would kind of be nice. Like if it's again, that for a little bit more of an elegant feel to it. But again, that might, like if I'm looking at what we have here, yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't think that would work too well. And if you're talking about building bricks, so this is just totally, we're just going to be sketching out a bunch of different possible ideas here. So we have the two eyes in pixel. Which you could square them out a little bit. I don't know if that could be a thing on its own there. Then the speed. Think of things going forward. You have a P. Maybe you can put like a moving forward arrow inside. Then on the eyes, maybe you have all this forward motion. What about the X? So the X is a cool letter. Is there anything we can do with an X? I mean, if you have an X, oh my God, this is like PlayStation stuff, isn't it? When you have all the different shapes. What does a PlayStation have? Doesn't it have like an X and an O and then a triangle and a square? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Our building. We got building blocks. I mean, we have like a three diamond pattern here, something like this. And you get a little bit of an idea of flow going that way. And maybe these can rotate. Do all kinds of cool animations. Well, I kind of like something like this. We could do lots of things with this. If you have two P's kind of close together, what does that look like? Little space in between. What does that look like? I mean, if you can have You have a P on the cube. I don't know what else would be on. The other side of this thing. It's like a dice or a die. Yeah, don't like that. Kind of like the diamond pattern. How can we build on that? But instead of 3, maybe you just have 2 things. Or maybe, can you... So what is that? Little white space in between. So if we're talking about speed as well, it's more like an infinity logo, or like a wave sign, sine wave. I don't think that would make much sense. No. No, that won't work. An X inside the P. Ah. I'm going to try to refresh my comments here because they're not showing up. So X inside the P and thunder for speed. Sorry, my comments aren't showing up. It's so frustrating. I've showed this before. I don't know if you've seen this. I have this little comment thing here which brings in everything into OBS, but it's just not working today. So I see that comment. Okay, so thunder for speed. Thunder for speed. How do you draw thunder? I mean, you could get in the cloud with the old lightning bolt. I wonder if you can do an X in a way that has a little bit of a lightning shape to it. But yeah, let's try oh, this is a... Not the greatest X at all. Oh, that's a bad X. Yeah, lightning. Reminds me of Bolt the Super Dog. So, okay, come on. Shitty sharpener. So I wonder, almost... Whoops. Like a lightning bolt in the middle. But then, of course, that just reminds me of AC/DC. Oh, boy. This is why I'm not a good logo designer, although it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy trying. Something about the diamonds that's kind of resonating with me in terms of you can put them together in different configurations. And then, of course, I think the diamonds has a little bit of connotation of premium as well, too. Because at the end of the day, too, what we always say about our templates and our components is that this is going to be high quality, nothing but the best quality. It's not going to be the repository that has thousands and thousands of just kind of okay stuff, but just really good stuff. Like everything you know is going to be amazing. Yeah. So BMP saying box can also mean can be anything. Like, do you mean if you just have like just a box or a cube, like inside your logo or as part of the logo? Oh my goodness, this is bad. Yeah, this is going to be... Yeah. Okay, I see. The problem that I have when it comes to just thinking about a cube is, I mean, that's the logo mark of Reloom library, which is very similar. So we want to differentiate ourselves from, like a blatant, like competition. Even though it works really, really well. What if... no. Don't think we want to 3D anything either. No. Yeah, and I really don't think... don't think we want to do anything cursive. That's just like a word mark. No, that's not going to work. I don't think that's going to fit the brand. I mean, like puzzle pieces fitting together. I mean, just a puzzle piece would be kind of silly. I mean, can you shape a puzzle piece in the shape of a P somehow? Like a double P? Because the nose of a P kind of looks like, yeah, that might be pushing it. This little puzzle piece here. Do I need to zoom in a little bit more on this, or is it easy enough to see these little sketches that I'm doing? Just let me know. I could try to bump it up a little bit. Actually, I probably need a zoom lens on this camera would be nice, instead of having to do it manually. Let's see. Let's try something here. Have that, and oh, it's good. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Cool. These would be like stacking squares, two-dimensional. These could be different colors, all kinds of different things we can do with this. And I guess it almost looks like that layer icon as well too, where you can have multiple different sheets of paper kind of stacked on. And then there you kind of have well, that's not going to fit. That's not bad. I know something really cool can be done with the double eyes. I just feel like I'm just not good enough to figure out what that could be do. What we can do with that? Facebook has a nice F. Google has the G. Udemy has the styled U, right? Those logos with flat and letters only is also good with favicon. Yeah. No, that is true. And the Webflow's new logo, I love that one too. That nice W that they have going on. It's really cool. So I guess from what you're suggesting here is just have like a nice P. The only thing that I would say is that Piixel Pieces is 2 words as opposed to 1. But you could do something like YouTube is 1 word, but it's a Y and a T, like it's capitalized. So yeah, maybe let's work a little bit to see what we can do with a P. If have something really cool with the P. It's such a kind of boring letter. Okay, well let's draw it out and let's see what we can do. Okay. Uppercase P, lowercase p. I wonder, yeah, like having, whether it's like an arrow for forward motion or a square for like a pixel as the actual, hole inside of the P. I don't know what the hell that word is called. That would kind of be neat. Just utilize that negative space. What do two P's look side by side? Oh, can you make? Okay, that's bad. Do I have an eraser? Where is my eraser? I'm making a mess. There we go. I mixed up my pencils. Okay. Let's try. Is it? All right, it's my 2B pencil, a little bit softer. I think that looks stupid. Yeah, no good. No good there. No. A little bit too strict and conformed here. We have hard edges. Not a fan. If you have a circle, triangle on the inside, the stem for the P. So this is where I think it doesn't look the greatest, in that if you have something on the inside of the P, everything else needs to be thicker. Otherwise, your P is just going to look like this, and it's not going to have something on the inside. All right, so you'd have to bring it out like this. No. What if, if you have something like this, where you have your 3 cubes kind of stacked up, and then you have your P here with the little play button on the inside. I don't know. Then what would we have? Would it just be the rest of the text? Just go in here to make the rest of the letters. Why the play button? Well, I'm just thinking about, again, about the speed and signifying forward motion, so that, when you come to Piixel Pieces, you're going to be able to use, the components or templates or whatever. That's just going to supercharge your workflow, make you be able to build websites, 80, 90% faster. So it definitely doesn't need to be there. That's just my thoughts on it. And maybe that doesn't make any sense. And maybe you need to focus more on trying to have one theme within a logo and not like two, which is the pieces and then the speed. Because if it's not, well, because I like the squares though, in that they represent like a pixel. So like that's really cool. And then that's why I was thinking you take the squares, you flip them over 90, and then now all of a sudden you got diamonds. Which just have a little bit of a signal of quality. And then you have your P beside that. And then away you go. Blah, blah, etc. Oh my goodness. I'm really, I do not draw well. I am not, certainly not an artiste in this sense. So one P on the inside, one on the outside. It almost looks like almost looks like a money symbol. Hey Kevin, how you doing? Nice to see you. I'm shaking things up today and skipping the digital and going analog a little bit. I'm trying to have a little fun here, seeing if we can come up with any kind of logo concept. So far, not so good. BMP has some good ideas. I'm just not very good at execution. Okay, what can let's explore. Okay. So we got the cube. The cube is great because the cube is a pixel. And what can we do with that? We can take a cube. What if we took a cube out of the P? So you have a P, right? So you have your P. Oh, I gotta get good at getting the proportions right. a smaller cube is on the inside. How would that look? Yeah, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Where's my... So you basically have like a pixel just chopped off from the top right corner of the P. But these two need to be the same size. So you have that really good negative space where it almost looks like that piece was folded into the P, right? Ooh, okay, we might be onto something. Ooh. Now, if I only had the talent to be able to do this. So, okay, yeah. We got our square. And here we have our negative space square, which is going to be roughly the same size. We're gonna do our little arch. Something like that. How does that look? Let's shade it in and see if we can spot it a little bit better. You're a pro at that, at terms of like actually drawing or making logos? Then I should hire you. Then you could build a logo for me. Huh. This is interesting, potentially. How about a box forming the line of the, I guess, the stem of the P? The curve of the P has a shadow. How about a box forming the line of the... And the curve of the P has a shadow. I'm trying to visualize that. Box forming the line of the P. Okay, so what are you saying? So a box or like a rectangle? Or just a box? Or like a stack of boxes? And the curve of the P has a shadow, like a drop shadow. I'm not quite getting it, sorry. And I think it's just how the box form. The curve of the P just has like a shadow on here. Just like in here. I don't know if that's exactly what you mean, but that execution is not very good. Because if there's going to be a shadow here, then that means our light source is coming from here, which would mean we need some shadow down here at the bottom as well too, to make sure that this part is in shade as well. Give it more of a 3D effect. So Kevin, you do logo design? So I know my other thought, given what my budget is and how much I want to spend on this, they have what is it? Oh, I don't know what it's called. It's like 99 designs, I think is what it is, where um, like you can bid on people to like design something. Let me bring this up here. 99 designs, I think is what it's called. Yeah, that's it. That's it. This website here, because I think you can have a like it's like a contest, I guess. Tell us what you need. Like if you need, I need a logo, right? So I think you get started, select a package. Right. So I think basically what happens is that it goes into a competition, and then people that are on here will start to do designs, and then they'll submit them, and then you can choose from like 90 designs or whatever it says here approximately. And then if you like it, then you can just keep it. That's like 1,500 Canadian though. I don't know if I want to put the money on that at this stage of the game. I don't know how important that is right now. I don't think it's that important, but so no way you're saying that you're pro, meaning you support it. And you know what? I haven't used Midjourney yet. It's the one thing, well, not the one thing that it's the one thing in my life that I've never used before. I haven't done that yet. So that could be something that I could do. It's just, yeah, the AI art, the artistic stuff. Oh man, it's scary good how good it's getting. That's a good idea, because Midjourney, do you have to pay for credits, or can you use it for free? I'm not sure. Maybe I haven't really looked into it. No, just to inspire. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So can you do it for free, or is it like, do you have to buy credits in order to use it? So BMP, yeah, that's what you meant, but more with my previous P. Oh, like with this previous P and have like a shadow. Oh, okay. I feel like this idea is getting somewhere. Just with the use, I love the use of negative space. And how, yeah, it just looks like that piece of the P has been folded in. It's free in Discord. Okay. All right. So I'll so I don't have a Discord, so I should probably set one up. Right, and just learn the different prompts and stuff like that in order to create stuff. A newbie free plan. Okay, so I guess, is it still in beta? And then I gotta go into Discord. Okay. All right, and get in. 1.5 million people. Oh, jeez. That's so many people. That's cool. All right, I'll definitely experiment with that later on. No need to see me messing around with that right now. Or maybe that would be funny. I don't know. Okay. What? I wonder if, thinking of this idea of negative space. I have 2 cubes. But then they're just aligned like this. Just have something like this. Almost like yin yang, black and white, pixel pieces, 2 eyes. And like just this, like just super simple. And the blocks just, I guess, represent, you know, building. We don't really have speed in there, but we just have the 2 things. And there's lots of different cool animations you can do with this if you wanted to ever animate the logo. Super. I feel like someone has to have done something like this before, though. I don't want to be seen as plagiarizing somebody. And then you could have let's try this again here. Yeah, would I use it on top of the eyes and the word pixel? That would be, I've been thinking of a way, or thinking of what we could possibly do with those eyes, because I think there's a lot of potential there. Yeah, it would be cool to have different heights of the eyes as they extend up towards the boxes. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Okay, let's work on that in a second here, because what I was just thinking was just super simple. You know, just beside here. You know, where you can just have your logo mark beside Piixel Pieces. Or if you have, let's see. Right, so they would almost have to be so you have one eye and the second eye like this. My proportions are off here. And that needs to be touching. Right, that's a little bit of an issue. If those are touching and this isn't, then that might look weird. But what if... So the idea here is the spacing between each of the, like, the dot and then the stem of the eye would be the same. They'll each be like the cube, and it'd be like a cube missing. And I think this height here would be 2, this here would be 1, this would be 1, and then this height here would be 3, and then 1 and 1. Well, this is interesting. And then you'd have, again, your X and EL and pixel pieces. In the hands of a good designer, that could be something. That could be something. Or if you have... You just have your eyes offset. No. What do you think? Do you think this is do you guys think this concept might be worthwhile exploring further? I feel like it has potential. Hmm. Hmm. Actually, what if... This actually reminds me of a Tetris block. So what I'm thinking here is you have two phantom pixels coming out of a rectangle. And then those phantom pieces, they're found, or you can, not found, but when you take out the P again, or even in the P, if you just have your regular P without the square taken off, you have the little things inside the P. So the pixels end up inside the P. And then you have this little Tetris looking thing. As like a logo mark. And you know, which is basically 4 squares put together, just like the Tetris piece. Homage to the old Nintendo. Like Tetris, it's like finding the perfect fit. Sort of. Oh, man. Maybe. But that would be really cool. What if the word pixel, the whole thing was just totally pixelated. So that the logo, like every letter was just made out of cubes. So then your X becomes, you know, and then your E, oh my God, this take forever. But what if the whole thing was pixelated? So then you have your I. I mean, it's almost like you don't have to have every single pixel showing, but it's just all squares that are put together. And then like the X maybe would be even like smaller, like that. I don't know how you make a pixelated E, especially at this size. Yeah, have to be even bigger. Ugh. The E's hard unless you make it like a capital E, right? You have to make it 5 pixels in height. Something like that. Hey Namirs, a few days ago I was recommended one of your videos about your project journey. I was surprised by your idea concept, exactly how you want to accomplish it. Because last year you started to create exactly the same type of project. Did you? Well, that's interesting. Like Reloom, Flowbase, etc. But you didn't get any further. Or well, I did not get further than creating a landing page design. That's interesting. What happened? Did you find out that? Yeah, I'm curious. So if you stopped, what was it that led you to not wanting to go any further? Did you feel that the market was too saturated, or that people just don't want another component library? Or there could be lots of different reasons. Or maybe you just got really busy with work. Could be lots of reasons. I'd love to just hear your thoughts on how the process went and yeah, just whatever it was that you were thinking. So I don't know. I don't know about if this whole pixelated idea would work for a logo, or if it's just too much on the nose. I guess I would have to see this out. I would have to open up Photoshop or something like that and play around. In fact, well, let's try. What the hell? Let's see what we can do here. So you buried yourself in a full-time job and freelance project, and in the end, you put aside the other project. Yeah, no, I mean, that's totally understandable. You got to pay the bills, and when you're trying to build out something that you don't even know if people are going to pay for or it's going to bring you any money, I mean, you have to put food on the table or feed a family. Like for me, I got 2 kids. and I'm the only one. I'm the breadwinner. My wife stays at home and raises the kids, so you have to get money in somehow. So I totally get that. Yeah. So, anyways, I thank you for joining and following along, and be interesting to see how things go, because I position myself in a way that I have my main company, Piixel, which I use to build websites for my clients, and that pays me enough money so that I have enough to just focus on this, and the times that I'm not actually doing the stuff for my clients. So I'm definitely going to put forth the time and effort to see how we can make this work and how we can get this thing going. So yeah, I definitely would appreciate any feedback or anything that you'd have to say along the way, because obviously you know Webflow and you know everything, so your advice would be really appreciated. Can I drop my email again? I certainly can. All right, there it is. I just threw it in the chat there, Kevin, which I can't pin because the stupid YouTube thing puts like these favicons or whatever in the right in the chat. Oh, so stupid. Like, who's the designer in this one? All right, let's see if I can hide this thing. Oh, I gotta go up. There we go. All right, there it is. Watching your videos, you inspire me to start working on the project again. Oh no, I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, that's kind of one of the things that I'd love to hear. That the stuff that I'm doing here just kind of inspires people to build stuff on their own. That's fantastic. That's really great to hear. I'm a very big just believer and proponent of people just creating their own things and creating their own jobs and their own livelihood, just because just relying on other people it just sucks. Maybe because I'm not employable. Like I don't know. I'm just not a good employee. I don't like working for other people. I don't like people telling me what to do. Yeah, I just don't like it. But that's just me. I totally get that other people just love having jobs, and that is absolutely A-okay. Okay, what did I want to do here? Oh, I want to investigate this P here. Right, so let's get a square. Maybe, yeah, about that size. Okay, that looks good. Kevin, you sent me a link to something, a really rough Figma. Okay, well, let's check it out. This is on page. What page is this? Is this page 7, 8? Oh my goodness, my figure. Yeah, on page 8. Very interesting. Are you okay if I bring this on screen? And then I could share. So I think this is the one. Is this the one? So this is this is looking really cool. I love the concepts. I love the dots and how they're like off center and everything. The E is just where it's a little bit tricky. But I like the way this is going. This is really cool. And then Piixel Pieces. The pieces has to go in there somewhere. I guess it'll just be something very similar. The E is just such a tricky character. But yeah, I like it. Something to work with, definitely. I feel like with this, given like my skill set, like I could take months, well, maybe not months, but a long time trying to figure out how to design a really good logo, just because it isn't my specialty, and I think it's very difficult to do. So it's definitely something we'll more than likely will outsource out once we get ready. But to throw them, whoever the designer is, to throw them a bunch of concepts or what have you. But I like that. I like that direction. If it's if it's something that you're actually would be interested in doing, like actually doing, let me know, and then we'll stay in touch. Because chances are it would be something that I would for sure outsource out. So, okay, I just want to do this little concept thing here. Foreground. Fill. Oh yeah, that looks stupid with the doesn't quite work with this P, and this proportions are off and everything like this. Everything needs to be of equal size, but this was my thoughts for just, if it's just the P, for just working with the P, and that the rest of the pixels will be very similar to what, the logo looks like right now, which is just this. So instead of this P, we just switch it out with, where am I? With a P like this. But then it's Piixel Pieces, and we have to throw in the pieces. We do it again, just with a double P. It's interesting concepts, interesting ideas. Oh man, logo, it's fascinating. It's fun stuff, but it's difficult. It's really difficult. Thanks so much, Kevin. Really appreciate that. We'll definitely have to be in touch if you want to take this any further. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. The only other thing that I was thinking, if I just want to keep it simple and just throw something out there, I like this concept with these two eyes, or these two dots. And if we just use this as a logo mark and just have Piixel Pieces, just like this. I mean, it's just a placeholder for now, but, better than nothing. And then this could make a really nice favicon. as well. So a little bit of a recognizable mark. And then once we get going and get traction, we can figure out how to like pixelate the whole logo or do something really cool. Yeah, I kind of don't mind that. So how would we, what did I just do? So just hide this as well. So make one black and then one here. We'll just give it a stroke. And where are we? I don't know. I guess it would be something like this, unless we just make it a different color, where it's just light. Or maybe, what's my color? Like a yellow color? Maybe not that, because that feels like it's going to give me a seizure. I don't know, just multicolored. Two squares, I think. Oh, what did I just do? Did I just cancel that? Or even if I had, what were my two colors? Almost like a blue and purple, which I kind of like. Right, like something like this, maybe. Maybe that's too boring and simple. I don't know. BMP is saying, so Webflow is a different way of building websites to React or Vue. Yeah, so Webflow is like basically a no-code visual editor. So it's almost like going into Photoshop here and creating elements, but instead of creating like an image, you're creating a website. So it's like a visual no-code tool. So it's really, really cool. And it's not by far, but it's my favorite way right now to create websites for clients. So is it the best thing to use for building applications? That depends on what it is you're making, of course, but it's really, really good. And there's a lot of integrations and a lot of people that are working with it. And there's a lot of really cool things you can do with it. Filters by letters, objects, and shapes. So I'm not sure that comment there, Nimirs. You can filter by letters, objects, and shapes. I don't know. I don't know if you're talking to BMP or maybe about what Kevin was saying about the Piixel logo. Okay. Yeah. So would this work? I don't. Do I have my logo? Let me see if I can bring it up here. Resources, logo. Is that going to go in? Yeah. Can I group these together? Yeah, no, not really feeling that at all. Hey.
We're just going.
Okay.
Because we'll be back later this afternoon.
All right.
Around supper time.
Yeah. So I guess the pizza will have to be ready. Yeah, I'll make the pizza. Okay. It's Pizza Friday after all. All right. Love you guys. Have fun. Kids are going off for a play date. I don't know. Man. I suck at this. Yeah, I don't know. This is why I tried logos and then I just like, that's it. Just get a font that looks cool. Put in a logo type in there, and then you'll have something ready for launch. Yeah, I don't know. And where is, okay, well, can you just get back to regular? So what would look good on here? I mean, we could round those edges of those cubes because they were looking a little bit sharp. Might not look bad up here. Might not look bad. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. Okay. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'm going to spend very little time, maybe like half an hour or so, maybe playing around with a few of these concepts to just have something that I'm happy enough that I can just throw up on the site for just for now. So there could be something that people can kind of not latch onto, but like recognize, I guess, a little bit. And I think the 2 dots will be good. And I think we can do lots of playing around with the logo in the future with that. And then I'll just leave it at that. And then we'll have whatever logo we have by the time we launch, because what we need to do is we really need to get people to use our products. So we need to build the products and we need to get our testing done. Okay, so do that logo. I'll do that this weekend. And then starting on Monday, what we're going to do on Monday is we are going to write an introductory email that is going to go out to all the people that have signed up for our newsletter for our coming soon, which is this thing right here. So I think we was 7 or 8. I think somebody even subscribed while I'm slamming my phone down while we've been on the stream. So by the end of the weekend, maybe we'll have our dozen, which will be really, really cool. So we're going to want to send out an email to those people to ask them for, their feedback and inputs for the things that we're going to be building, right? So again, if you're not on this newsletter and you want to be part of this newsletter, there's the link in the chat let me pin this one, to the actual place where you can put in your name and email, and then you can subscribe. And yeah, so Monday we'll build that email together just to make sure that everything makes sense, that we make sure that we're having the right ask to these people. And then we're just going to start with building out our components and templates, because I've been looking at this right here, going over this documentation for client first. And for the most part, like it's pretty spot on to almost how I do my CSS, like on my own. So I think we're going to be adopting this for client first. So we're going to do a little bit more learning on this and just make sure that we're 100% okay with this decision on using this framework for our CSS. And then next week is going to be building. So we're going to start building a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to be spending a lot of time building, like a lot of time. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, that's it for me today. So Thanks for all your feedback, everyone, in terms of helping me out with this design. A little bit different today. We're trying something, just getting away from the digital, I guess, going to the pen and paper, which is always nice every once in a while. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this. And yeah, we're back at it, coding and plugging away on Monday. So thank you once again for tuning in, for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. Can't tell you how awesome this is. And I'm looking forward to continuing to plug away. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you back here with a brand new live stream on Monday. Enjoy. Cheers. See you next time.